I don't think there's any reason too small to cut off a romantic interest, man or woman. Last year I was seeing someone that I really liked, and I cut him off because he didn't wish me a safe flight. I believe that especially in the early stages of dating, if you get any kind of inkling that your needs are not being met, it's fine to move on. In fact, it should be welcomed. It was going fairly slow and steady. I admired him, respected him, and I believe it was likewise. A holiday was coming up where we were both going to be out of town that weekend. I was flying out of state to visit family. He was driving out of town to visit his. So we have lunch on a Thursday. We're talking about our upcoming weekend plans, and he's telling me all of the things he's going to be doing with his family, and I'm telling him everything that I'm doing with mine. So we're texting after lunch and a little bit on Friday, and I let him know, hey, since you're driving up there today, have a safe drive. Let me know when you get there. And I didn't hear from him all weekend. A big thing for me is consideration and just general care. I think I like a person who is very intentional about how they treat you, because I'm that way with people that I love and people that I am acquainted to. So my travel day, my weekend with my family came and went, and I didn't hear from him until Monday. He said he was back in town, asked when I would be back so that we could hang out. I let him know that unfortunately, I just wasn't interested in pursuing anything further, and I thought it would be best to just move on from here. He then proceeded to call me, and we spent about 5 or 10 minutes on the phone so that I could explain to him my issue with him not telling me to have a safe flight. In this month of talking to him as well, somehow I was in 2 car accidents back to back within a week of each other, and no one was hurt. I wasn't even hurt, no bumps or bruises. It was just 2 kind of traumatic car accidents. And his reaction to those accidents were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
So I ran across that video last night on TikTok, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought it was funny, but the comments of that video was hilarious. And one comment was like, it was this woman. She's like, this guy was dating him and his mom were making Christmas cookies. And he's texting me a picture of him, and it came over my house the next day and didn't have no cookie. Bye. So I guess she dumped him or stopped talking to him because he ain't bring over no cookies. I don't know. Justifiable, I guess. It's like, why are you bragging about the cookies? You come over here cookieless. She probably was like, since you ain't bring me no cookie for you. But in all seriousness, I can't be the one to really talk. You know, I'm not trying to talk bad about this young lady or her dating thing, because I myself have some really petty reasons to stop talking to women. You know, I mean, maybe I'll get into that into a future video, but we all have reasons and things that we think about that to us it's not crazy, but if you was to put them out for other people to hear, you'd be like, man, you stop talking to somebody because of that. Like, man, you stop doing this because of that, or you stop talking. It's not crazy to us, but it's crazy to other people. But I do have to say, honestly, and I see this a lot with women. Well, let me say this first. There's nothing wrong with cutting things off before they start. Cutting off bad habits, stopping red flags, nipping stuff in the bud. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. We all should do that. I don't believe in letting stuff grow and grow and grow, because the more you let a problem go on, the longer people are going to think it's okay to do it. And then if you become let's say we're talking about dating, if you form an attachment to this person that you're dating, it's going to be harder to separate from the person, because now you're so invested and you spend so much time together, and it's like, I don't want to just leave them because of this, and all this stuff right here. So I want to say there's nothing wrong with that, but I have to be honest. I see this a lot with women. I think a lot of y'all are looking for reasons to not date somebody. It's kind of like you're nitpicking. It's kind of like, oh yeah, okay, you want my number? I'll give you my number. Oh yeah, let me find any little thing to not talk to them. It's like, I understand. Even when you start a job, every job has some kind of probationary period. They might not be looking for reasons to fire you, but they are watching you closely because you knew. They're gonna see if you come into work on time, if you ain't leaving early, coming to work late, leaving early, Are you understanding the job? Are you asking questions? Are you learning the job? All that stuff. They're watching you, you know. And then once you get to a point, they kind of, all right, we know how he works. We know how she works. We'll kind of just let them be amongst, you know, we'll kind of, you know, let up off the leash a little bit. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of women do that looking for reasons to stop talking to a dude. I'm not saying men don't do it, but I see it a lot with women. And it's like, if you're like that, why don't you just take a break? Why don't you just not date for a while? you got some self-reflecting to do. Because if you're getting into something looking for a reason, that's kind of when you could just avoid it altogether. You know, I'm not really dating, or you could lie, say have a boy. I know women have to do a lot of stuff because there's crazy men out there. They got to do all this song and dance so they don't get, you know, knocked upside their head and, you know, all this stuff. You know, a lot of men are crazy and you know, and evil, got weird ways, and you know, you ain't trying to die, so you try to get them to go away in a nice, polite way. It shouldn't be like that, but that's how it is. But as I was listening to her explain, now there's one part in there that I will say I absolutely agree. She said when she went on her trip, she didn't hear from him the whole weekend. I agree. Hey, if you go a few hours without texting me, you know, I'm going to delete you, especially when we've been texting, we both been at work, and like, you know, we both working, we both responding within like 30 minutes to an hour. You go 5-6 hours and you come back and be like, my bad, I was busy. Yeah, you don't care. Number deleted. But if you come back, it's all about the comeback to me. If you come back and say, hey, I'm so sorry, I got caught up doing it, you ain't got to write a novel. But if you letting me know that you weren't just purposefully ignoring me or trying to ghost me or whatever, then hey, put your number back in the phone. Let's continue. But the whole safe travel thing, like I said, I got my own little weird ways of, you know, cutting people off. So I can't say too much, but I will say this. A lot of times I think women are more attracted to like words and what you say. Men are more like, you got to show me, right? So if she was driving, I kind of get it, because you're driving, like it's like safe travel, you know, drive safe, blah blah. If you in an airplane, you have no control over the travel. Okay, now if you want me to call you, hey, put the pilot on the phone. Hey, listen here, I want you to get everybody there safe, but this broad that you just got the phone from, I just started talking to her, dog. So when I started talking to her, she had 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 breasts, 2 booty cheeks. I'm gonna want all that accounted for in one piece when she come back home. All right, now give my girl the phone back. So saying safe travels and all that, it's like it don't mean nothing. It's just a lot of stuff is just where hell, even saying I love you. What is that? I don't care that you love me. Are you showing me that you love me? Like, yeah, is it nice to hear? Yeah, it's nice to hear. But if you saying you love me and your actions ain't showing it, what is the point? Now, another thing I want to bring up. We all have to understand. Some people don't care about the stuff you care about. Okay, whether it was how you were raised, whether it's just you just came to that conclusion, whether you saw a video or you talked to a person that changed your perspective, people don't care about the same things that you care about. I understand a lot of women are very much, which I do not understand this, a lot of women are very much against teaching and mentoring. Especially I've said that a few times, that women are not mentors, and you know, they just don't want to. I think a lot of women want to see other women fail like they have. But I've heard plenty of people say, I shouldn't have to teach you how to respect me. I shouldn't have to teach you how to talk to me. That is incorrect. That is BS at its finest. You have to teach people how to respect you, how to talk to you, how to interact with you, what you like and what you don't like. If every time somebody does something, you want to cut them off and not be their friend, or not want to be their boyfriend and want to break up with them, you're not going to have any relationships in this world. Now, as much people, you know, I'm a loner. I like being alone. I ain't going to say I'm a lone wolf, but you know, I like my solitude. I like being around myself. I'm not an extrovert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not shy, but not an extrovert. Ain't nobody in this world can stand so alone that you don't need any friends or anybody to talk to. That's not how. That's not gonna happen. Okay. What you could do, and what is good to do, and what I have done plenty of times, is why don't you try to talk to the person you're talking to, and let them know how you would like it. Now I know women, they don't like that because they want to be genuine. Well, I don't want to. If I tell you, then the next time you tell me, it's just because I told you last time. Yeah, that's how that works. It's the same thing when you discipline a child. You tell them don't do that. You expect them not to do it the next time. But that's how that works. Okay. There's nothing wrong with teaching somebody like, hey, the other day when you didn't tell me like have a safe flight or have a good trip, or be careful or whatever. Could you like, I'm the type of person, I like to hear that from the person that I'm talking to, because it shows that you care. And I really I like you. I want to keep talking to you. I want to, build a relationship with you. So now you know how I feel. And even as like, well, what's something that I've done that I haven't done that I could work on? Because if y'all think that people are just gonna just know, people have this roadmap of you, that's not. It's this is kind of off topic, but and a little crude, I guess. But the whole 100 men versus one gorilla thing, and then there's 100 women versus accountability. So one woman, she made a video and said 100 men versus actually, making you finish or whatever in the bedroom. And one dude made a video and he had a great point. He said, if you're talking about a long-term relationship and he's not making you, he's not getting you to your desired destination, which is, climax city, then that's a problem. But if you talking about these one-night stands and these random hookups, and you've been on one or two dates with these guys, and then you go hit the sack, you can't expect that man to know your body well enough to, get you to climax city. A lot of women have this thing where they don't want you to treat them like the rest of the women, but they want you to lay with them. They want you to lay pipe like the rest of the women. Like, women are weird. Like, they have this thing where it's like if you take them on a date and somebody knows you from there, and they go, "Oh, is this where you take all the bitches?" And you're like, "No." Well, how did you know that waiter? I went to school with him. You know what I mean? It ain't because I've never been here. It ain't because I brought a chick here. I know him from, back in the day or whatever. But a lot of women, they don't want to tell you what they like in the bedroom. It's like, you got to, if you leave it up to a man, he's just gonna shove meat off on you until he get off. It's like, if you ain't communicating, it's harder to get a woman off than it is a man off. A man just give him something to stick it in, give him something good to look at. 30 seconds later, if he that down bad enough, it's over with. Women ain't like that, So women, I know y'all claim y'all love communication, but you don't like to tell people how to treat you or what you expect from them. That's a little weird and contradictory, but hey, that's what goes along with women, right? You're gonna have to start using your words. Stop huffing and puffing and nothing, what, no, nothing's wrong. Stop doing all that. If something's wrong, you're an adult. You be an adult. Then your parents didn't teach you how to talk for no damn reason for you to all that huffing and puffing. You could have just said what was on your mind, and it could have been over with. But you want to huff and puff and pout and do all this. Damn it, just say what's on your mind. Tell somebody how you feel, and it can be over with. And then you can bridge that gap. You can close that chapter of the book, and we can live on with, okay, now I know how she feel. I ain't gonna do it no more. I know she don't like this. I'm not gonna do this shit no more. But if you keep on just wanting to pout and wanting to close off, communication, which a lot of y'all say y'all like, but we know a lot of women, when they say they like communication, they just like a man to listen to them. That's what they mean. I like communication. That just means keep asking her questions that's going to get her to talk more. That's why women like that. Well, when I asked my boyfriend, he said, "Oh, such and such broke up," and I went, "Why?" And he went, "I don't know." See, that's all that women want, details of dumb shit. But see, when it comes to the details of dealing with you, then you're quiet. Then you should just know. We've been together for 2 months. What the fuck I'm supposed to know? I know you crazy as shit. I know that. In conclusion, women, stop being weird. Tell somebody what's up. Tell somebody that you don't like what they did, or you would like them to do this going forward. And then, if the man says it's weird, or I'm not doing that, or he shows you he's not doing it, you got all the reason in the world to stop talking to him, because you communicated and they didn't want to go. They didn't want to meet you halfway. It ain't that hard. I don't think it's that hard. Is it that hard? But you know, women, they make stuff more difficult than it has to be because they crazy and they love chaos and they love challenges and they love, you know, women love digging holes for themselves and then climbing out the hole, talking about how much of a survivor they were. Women, stop being weird. Tell somebody what you want. Jesus, it ain't that hard. Anyway, y'all go on to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought. And as always, I'm gonna talk to y'all next time, man. Peace.